Still laughing.
Oh, man.
And we're live.
Oh, laughing. Oh,
We have good time.
Making jokes. This is different laugh than the last time.
Got jokes and jokes and jokes and jokes.
well,
I think there's people watching us, man.
oh,
What?
I always feel like somebody's watching me.
Can't get no privacy.
Whoa, whoa.
As far as I'm concerned,
There you go.
Jackson has lyrics in that song.
Well, hey, everybody.
Hello.
What's up?
Pat, remember when we discussed you bringing it in?
yeah, I
This is
know.
the time
Go
you-
ahead and bring it in for me right now.
This is the time you do that.
Yeah, hold on. Sorry,
Line.
technical difficulties. Yeah, hello.
Can everybody hear Pat?
Can anybody hear me?
Ronald Wentz in the house.
Hold on now. All right, I'm up. I'm good now. Sorry, guys.
Welcome.
I was getting my feedback. I was getting our live feed in my ear. So just now, this just in, we are live. We are live, everybody. Just
From our
just in.
on-site correspondent, DJ Crusaders.
Hello, everyone out there in listening land. Thank you for joining us for this, the 7th episode of Doin It Livestream.
The 007 episode.
007. Oh, yeah. Well, man, if we were smart enough, we would have done something about that. Boy, we
I've
really
got my
messed that-
license to chill.
we really messed that one up. Didn't
We
we?
don't have to though. Like we could have Delvin sing the hits of the
Yeah.
theme song. He does a really good license to kill.
Jamaica, jump up, jump up.
Oh, you remember Jamaica?
Jamaica, everybody go jump up.
Hey, jump up. Jump.
I've listened to that soundtrack,
Oh,
all
boy.
those songs a lot.
Let's see who we got.
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I was just going to ramble on more about the Bond songs, about how it's kind of become like default soundtrack. It's like, okay, I don't have anything else to listen to. Then I click on that soundtrack I found. And
This is the most happy I've been with Delvin in a long time.
He has come a long way. Oh, man. We'll be printing those 00 ID cards for Pat and Delvin before too long.
Oh,
boy, we're good.
No.
Can you guys believe that?
Can you believe it?
We've done how many episodes?
18? This will be
We
18?
recorded 18. Yeah, we recorded 18. So
And we have not put GoldenEye out yet.
no,
Isn't no.
not
We're
yet.
waiting for Van and Allen.
Van and Allen, they work on the guided system.
Sure do.
They're
I know,
full of programmers.
I know Alan's been in England, so I'm sure once he gets back, though. And he's got to be back soon because we're recording another Music Bond episode on Tuesday.
Cool. Very cool. Very cool. Let's see who's in out there in chat land following along with us.
Chatland.
I'm going to read off some names here. We got Ron Went. Hey, Ron.
Ron, we'll be
Ron.
back in a few days. He'll be
I
Heroes Gone.
Oh, nice.
Cool. Ron will be seeing you there then. The Collector.
That's Ivan. We have
That's
questions
Ivan.
for Ivan today.
Oh, yeah. Ivan, you got to tell us. Courtney. Hey, Courtney.
Courtney.
GLHG.
Oh, fan favorite.
Always.
Mm-hmm.
Noah the Hyper Potato. We'll be seeing him too.
Yeah,
See a
family.
lot of
Dead silence.
Woo!
We love you, Kurt.
I'm out of motivation, man. I'm out.
Let's see. I got Derek WC. Hey, Derek.
Hello.
Hello, hi there. Did you mention comic book legend John Beatty? Have you mentioned his
Oh,
name?
no, I haven't gotten that far yet. Yeah.
Oh,
Go ahead.
no.
We have comic book legend John Beatty.
Yes.
Oh, boy.
Rumor has it he might be out at Heroes
He-
Con too.
Yeah, he's
I
gonna be
put a
there,
good
too.
word in for him so he could get like maybe a table there. That was nice of me.
Yeah, word on the street says they threw him a mercy booth or something. I think.
John
Y'all-
wants to know why you're hiding his drawing. Why you're hiding your drawing there?
Oh, because I don't want to smear the pencil with my hand as I start inking down. So I'm doing a custom Shaft cover today, and I'm
What
using
you
this.
talking about?
I'm sorry about Shaft.
Shut
And
your
I'm
mouth.
just using it so I don't smear my pencil lines as I work my way down there.
I can dig it.
he probably could dig it.
I dig it.
I wonder who else on the chat's going to Heroes Con, but
We got Dave Collins is here. We're going to see him too. And
Yes.
he says he's 7 for 7 of watching. So very cool, Dave. Thank you.
yes,
Ah,
It's definitely Crusader material there.
that's right. He's a Crusaders Club member,
Mm-hmm.
and we appreciate that.
Let's see who else we got here.
well, I
I
was
think that's
checking. I was checking the Heroes Con website, and who won't be there? Who was supposed to be there was Mark Wade. So I can lighten my comic book load for signatures for this flight.
Man, I'm telling you, the biggest draw there, aside from legendary artist John Beatty. All right, he's the number one draw. That's implied. But after that, I'm pretty excited about Sergio, man.
Yes, I'm excited about that as well. Although I'm not as big as a Gru fan as you. I mean, just
Yeah,
the guy's a legend, man.
I'm excited to see meet John live and in person.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, he worked on some of those, smaller indie books like Secret Wars and things like that.
Batman. And
Yeah, you might have heard of some of the titles.
Superman and G period I period Joe. I think he was on that.
Mhm, yeah.
Gastro and
Hey,
I don't know what the I stands for.
Pat, John says he's bringing you some booze.
Ooh,
Oh,
really?
No, John, no.
Can I have a seat by you and we can
John, you're playing with fire, John.
Oh man.
He's playing with fire water.
This is gonna be the Hangover 4 coming right now. Yeah.
You can just see it now. Pat ends up in a fist fight, some comic book legend. F you, Frank Miller.
Neil Adams.
Yeah. Suck.
You're lucky
Yes,
I don't
sir.
say your name wrong like I always do.
So we're gonna have to ask you to leave the convention floor. Neil Adams started it.
Yeah, that'd be fun. Looking forward to a good time. It's definitely going to be a fun time.
It'll be nothing but a good time. I mean,
How can it get better than that?
Don't get better than this.
Well, in case you're wondering what we're doing today, I think we're doing an Ask Us Anything episode.
Mm-hmm. I think we've all got our assigned roles
Mm-hmm.
and responsibilities. I am technically inept, but I have somehow managed to find on Facebook some questions that we will dive into.
We got to give a shout out to Jacob Beatty.
Oh, Jacob's on.
Yeah, you want to say hello? Hello, Jacob.
Hey,
What's up,
Jacob.
Jacob? He's about the cutest kid you've ever seen.
So who's his father?
He's got that winning Beatty smile. Jacob's a mastermind at the YouTube. He's probably laughing at our lack of ability right now.
Mhm.
What's he doing? Can he help us out?
No. Gosh,
Says-
Jacob's like 6 years old now, maybe 7. Something.
Okay, so he's probably still technically better.
Yeah, I'm saying he's better than us. That's for sure.
Does he work for Cotton Candy? That's what we need to know.
Well, guys, where should we start with some of these questions if you guys are ready for them?
I don't know. I think you're in charge.
Roll it out, man. Throw it out there. Facebook,
Okay.
Instagram, Twitter.
We'll start with Patreon. We'll get a question from Patreon.
Question from Patreon.
All
From
right.
Patreon, Ivor Evans.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see. First, he wants to say, "Hey guys, crushed that I'm more than likely going to miss the live stream. Driving back from Montreal currently, and don't expect to get home until 2 a.m. Wow, that's a long drive. Especially since I suggested the topic."
Yes, this was his idea, wasn't it?
Yeah, it
Ask
was.
Us Anything episode.
Who was this again?
Ivor.
Ivor.
Oh,
But let's see. Ivor's first question is, do you remember the very first comic book you ever got?
Yes. Good question, Albert. Next question.
Oh gosh, I don't think that I remember the first comic I got, but the first comic I remember getting, I'll put it that way, was actually when Jared and my mother went to give birth to the demon spawn who is my brother today. I was left in the care of my Aunt Judy. And Aunt Judy took me to the grocery store.
I'm
And,
sure this was a yes or no question.
and
Yeah.
sorry.
You're Jason splaining to us.
Okay. Never mind then.
No,
Yes,
finish,
I remember.
finish it.
No, that's okay. No, that's,
Don't be that guy.
so at any rate, my mom never used to buy me the big comic books on the magazine rack, the giant size treasury edition. And I remember sweet talking my Aunt Judy into buying me this giant size treasury edition of Batman. And it was a Christmas episode where Batman's getting choked out by Santa Claus on the cover with some Christmas lights. And I thought that was the coolest thing. That's the first one I actually ever remember getting. So I was probably about, 5 years old at the
You're
time?
5 years older than me, so that
Yep.
makes sense.
So that's the first one that I actually remember. Whether that's the first one I got or not, I don't know, but that's the one I first remember getting.
Very cool. Very cool. Delvin?
Well, excuse me. I have told this story a time or two, but the first comic that I got was Transformers issue 24. Used to think it was 23 for the longest time, but thanks to Transformers Guru, Jonathan Schaefer-Hames, who also knows what he did.
Mhm, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he knows.
I
know what he didn't do. Didn't drop in on this live stream.
I know, right? Him and you know what? Him and Maggie are still in the process of moving, I think.
Okay, forgiven. Please carry on.
Okay. Yes. So I had like about $5 or $6 in my pocket. I was 8 years old, and $5 or $6, that is, a lot of money. Or excuse me, $5 or $6 is a lot of money for an 8-year-old.
That's an S ton of money for an 8-year-old.
Right?
Right. Rolling in it.
So I wanted to go and buy like a toy. Because I know at the mall I could get like a Transformers toy for $5 or $6 or so, and Mom said she'd take me for whatever reason, probably important adult stuff, keeping me fed. She couldn't take me. I didn't know that, and I was bugging her, and so she went by the local drugstore and was like, "Boy, you better get something here and leave me the heck alone." And I knew that there weren't any toys there to be had.
But this was last chance at the station, right?
But this was last chance at the station. And so I'm like, okay, I better go find something. And so I went looking through the aisles, and hey, John and Maggie Schaefer-Hames are here.
Hey.
All right. See?
So they didn't do that. We don't know what they did now.
Okay, now we don't know.
Now we don't know.
Quite perplexing at this point.
So I was walking through, and like there was, thankfully, we lived in good times then, because there was a comic book rack, and there was a Transformers comic book, Transformers 24, and I'm like, oh, what's this? And so picked it up, bought it, liked it, enjoyed it, and Mom inadvertently created a monster, because then I started bugging her every month to go get Transformers comic books, and I can't even remember. I was around 12 when I started collecting other comics. Like, I think my next one was Amazing Spider-Man, which is why I have an affection for Spider-Man so much. But my first and foremost was Transformers 24.
All right. Jared?
Much like Jason, I have no way I could possibly remember my first one, because I'm sure the house was littered with them from the day I was born, because I get my collecting from Jason. But the first one I remember just really buying on my own was a copy of Amazing Spider-Man. And I'm not going to remember the number, but I bet somebody in the chat will know. On the cover, he's fighting Captain America and under the shadow of Electro. And I remember distinctly going to a flea market, which, I'm still doing the yard sale art thing, so it must have had a lasting impression. I went to a flea market with my grandparents and my brother, and I picked that one out. So that one, not necessarily my first comic, but my first strong memory of acquiring my own comic.
Very cool. Very
No
cool.
Well,
further
that
questions.
comic book. That was the comic book that I got at Heroes Con.
Ooh.
I think you're right. Now that you
I
mention
want
it,
to say it's like my Spider Sense says it's like 170 something, or I may be wrong though.
it's an earlier one. I
may
read
be
that
wrong.
one several times myself when you weren't looking. When you put it down and left it unsecure.
That's my own fault. I mean,
Very cool. Very cool.
Pat, what about you, man?
Well, you guys settle down, get in. This is going to be a long story.
Oh, it's the Jason edition.
Jason
all
and Delvin
Jason
edition.
answers
Ah, here we
today.
go. Yeah.
Real quick, Derek says that was Amazing Spider-Man 187.
187. That
Seven,
sounds
there you
right.
go.
That sounds right.
Yeah.
Dang, good job, Derek. That's impressive, dude.
Check out the brain on Derek.
Yeah, Derek hitting the home
Yeah,
run.
Derek's a good guy. He's a very smart guy. My first one was, I believe, the Spider-Man with the electric company one. My first original episode, I believe, of the Longbox Crusade.
I've
I
heard
covered.
it. I've heard it. Yeah.
It's out there. Go check it out.
Back when
I
the
don't
show
know
was
where I
pure.
got it from. I just remember having it and reading it. I can't remember where I got it, how I got it, but I did. And after that, it's always been was a thing to go to the local PDQ store, which is a convenience store in
Pretty
town.
darn
And
quick, yeah.
yep, pretty darn quick. Go and grab that. Check out the racks. Grab what I could.
Oh, right.
Yep. Got hooked on G.I. Joe. The rest
That's
is
a
history.
real American hero, in case you didn't know.
Mm-hmm.
Well, knowing's half the battle. PDQ, there's a PDQ here, but it's like a fresh food type place.
This was like a convenience store.
Like a 7-Eleven.
Yeah, like a 7-Eleven. Nothing was afoot there, but
Strange things are afoot.
That was the Circle K.
oh yeah, Circle K. That's right. Yeah, 7-Eleven, Circle K. All right. Well, somebody want to bring in another question?
I'll tell you what, well, over between the question break, I would like to talk to the people in the chat, see if anybody wants to be entered in our chat raffle today that we'll do near the end of the show.
Chat raffle!
All right, what are you going to win today? If you're in the
Raffle.
chat, I'll reveal that. And later on in the show, I'll reveal what we're going to be offering to our Crusaders Club member for today's raffle. But for just the folks in the chat, if you want to be entered to win season 1 of The Flash on
Ooh.
DVD,
I want that.
you can put that in the chat then, Pat. If you want to win season 1 of The Flash, just say, I want that Flash in the chat. We'll get you entered. Season 1 of The Flash.
So John and Maggie, or I should say it's Maggie, says it wasn't a Piggly Wiggly or a Pomada, Pat?
Yeah,
No,
Pomida.
no.
Pomida.
Well, we do. No, we don't have Pomida around this area here, but Piggly Wiggly we do. But
Oh, really? I thought that was a
Piggly
Southern
Wiggly.
thing.
The Piggly Wiggly.
Me too. I thought Piggly Wiggly was a Southern thing.
No,
Also, it's kind of fun to say Piggly Wiggly.
Piggly
It
Wiggly. Piggly Wiggly.
Ooh.
Oh, Courtney wants a flash.
Courtney wants to flash.
Who's keeping track?
That's Pat's job.
Hold on, if I find a pen.
Okay.
It took me forever to find this lamp that's barely
Y'all have no idea what Delvin did for you guys today.
Hell and high water.
Yeah.
Just so he can look a little better on today's episode.
Yeah, I improved my lighting quality by about 4%.
With a 67% effort. The cost benefit analysis was not there, but he put the heart in it, man.
Ron says that his first comic was Batman 428 or Wolverine 4. Cool.
Schnickety snake.
Piggly Wiggly was Dave's first real job. Way to go, Dave. I worked in the grocery. My second job was a Pick and Save grocery store.
Is this,
I see
before
that.
import-
I see Dave Collins now has Walmart. He wasn't working for Walmart before.
Nah, he recently changed jobs.
Nice.
Ooh.
Good. I remember hearing a little bit about that boss. It wasn't nice.
Like a boss.
To our big
Ron
man,
wants a
Dave.
flash.
Oh, Ron wants it. I
name,
want a Flash. That's what
Well,
I told your mother
well,
for that.
Flash will he might win it, and then I'll end up like giving it away to somebody else because that's what I do to Ron.
Don't do that again.
No, it's I don't really want to. It's just after the second time I did that to him, I think I've learned my lesson.
The collector ever says my first comic was Beano.
What is the Beano?
I don't know. Isn't that what you take when you get gassy?
It is.
You be knowing D's nuts.
Jeez, Jesus. Jason's kicking it off early.
Just so everybody knows, Jason was having mic trouble, and so once he got his mic back, that's the first thing that he said.
Yes.
As it should be.
Want to move on to another question?
Heck yeah.
Yeah, we can. I need to hear some Curtis Mayfield with Jared's drawing. I like it. Some classic soul. Yeah, go ahead and ask another question. Let's do that.
Okay. Well, what do you got on the Twitters or the?
Should I go on Twitter?
I got one here on Facebook.
Okay.
Go for it.
Okay. I've got a question, but I think we got to start it out with a question. Because this question is from Ivan Chudley. And our question is, are we pronouncing your last name correctly?
Yeah.
Is it Chudley or is it, what was the option? Cooley?
Cooley.
That's what Maggie said, right, Maggie?
That is what Maggie said.
So we need either option 1, Chudley, option 2, Cooley, and if it's something else, don't even bother because we're just going to stick with Chudley.
Yeah. Even if it's Cooley, we're probably going to go Chudley. So.
Yeah, that's pretty true. But.
It's either that or we're going to have to change the name of that classic movie to Chudley High.
Chudley High Harmony by the Boys
Boys
to Men.
That doesn't make any sense.
But at any rate, so that's our question to you, Ivan. His question to us is as follows. Okay, here's one for you. I have a friend that I'm trying to get into comics, and all he ever read is A Nightmare on Elm Street comic. Now, I've pulled some from my doubles box, but what would you recommend for him to start with?
That's a good question.
So I guess I'm assuming that his friend is in the horror genre?
Horror genre, I guess. Yeah, maybe.
And so I think, and you guys can all laugh at me because I know what you thought of the Lord Baltimore series. But
I didn't mind Lord Baltimore. I don't know how that started getting panned as like the worst comic ever.
No, I think we just got dropped in at the wrong point.
Yeah.
But the Lord Baltimore series is a good one. Anything from Mike Mignola, any of the Hellboy stuff would probably work. What's that Black Hammer 44 that's out now? That's another kind of action horror piece. Those are some from Dark Horse Comics.
Dave Collins has a recommendation, Harrow County. I've never heard of really any of these.
Oh, yeah. Harrow County, I think, is a vampire type story, and it's kind of set in the deep south. So it's kind of like good old boy vampires.
You don't need like made up horror stuff in the south.
That is true. That is very true.
Well, if that person's love for horror spills over into Stephen King, I can't recommend enough the Gunslinger comics, the Dark Tower series. They're super good. Jay Lee's art in it blows me away.
Phenomenal.
It's Peter David writing from source material of Stephen King. I mean, that's just win.
Win.
No matter what.
Excuse me. I think we've covered that question well. John, legendary artist, says that you should be giving Shaft a bigger gun.
I'm sure I got a joke for that, but
tell him to shut your mouth.
He said it was a Barney Fife gun, and I riffed and said he only has one bullet for it too.
For those of us who've seen the Shaft films, we know that Shaft rocks the 38 special. Jonathan.
Source material. Source material, yo.
Let's get to the answer we've all been waiting for, though.
You saw it, right?
Yeah. He says we have been pronouncing it correctly. Woohoo!
So Chudley all the way. And well, I guess Maggie now knows what she did.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, that's what she did. That's what she did. She was throwing us all off, even though it made for a good conversation for Transformer Chronicles.
It did. It really did. I was like interested in things. So,
but between that and us unpacking the power of the power pack, because the power pack power don't stop.
Say what?
Say what?
And by the mispronunciation of Oregon. I mean, I think Jeff is usually the one that runs the Rick.
Oregon? Oregon?
Yeah, he said it made his teeth hurt.
It's a special kind of hurt right there.
That is.
Yeah, something must have happened to him on that trail.
Maggie said, "Thank God that's over."
The dysentery is getting to his teeth.
Hey, Green Lantern HG made a very good point. He was saying to the person looking for new comics that they should listen to the Professor Frenzy show.
It's a show.
It's a show.
You know, I don't know what I was thinking when I gave my recommendation, but obviously they should probably start with Hamilton versus Burr.
Yeah. Wow, how did we overlook that, Jim?
We did, but Dave Collins did not.
Dave's my boy.
Dave's got your back.
Yeah.
I'm gonna take back some of those mean things I said about Dave Collins. He's all right.
John and Maggie, or Maggie added, the Dark Tower series is the only King I've read, and it's incredible.
Oh, it's so good.
I share that in common with Maggie. That's the only Stephen King that I read. I started reading it on my Afghanistan deployment. I had two different people send me a copy. A buddy of mine first sent me the first book, and then someone else, completely random, who didn't even know that guy, sent me the first three. So I'm like, I guess it was meant for me to read it. So
yeah, I've read them all. I'm a big King reader, and it's all good. But yeah, that's a great book to read. And then if you haven't read the comic stuff, read it, because it's not a straight adaptation. There's some adaptation to it, but the vast majority of it is new content. It really expands the world. And again, the Jay Lee artwork. I'll go on and on if y'all don't stop me. It's good stuff.
Very cool. Very cool. All right. Should we move on to some more questions here?
Probably.
Okay. I keep grabbing the wrong. I got two computers up here, so excuse.
What do we have on Twitter, Delvin?
Oh, okay. I'll go to Twitter.
Pat's working on the guidance system right now.
Am I working it?
The guidance system.
Here's a good one. Do you want me to do it? I'll do one from Twitter.
No, I got one up. I got it up. Green Lantern HG asks, if you could star in an 80s TV show, what show would it be and why?
Ooh.
Oh, goodness. 80s TV show. I'm going to say Magnum PI. At the very least, I get a free trip to Hawaii, right? And I love that show, man.
There's nothing wrong with that.
Do you know, of course, everybody watched a lot of TV in the 80s that, are our age. I don't think I watched a lot of Magnum PI for whatever reason.
I recently Netflixed the whole thing and went through the entire series. Still holds up today. I love it.
Does it?
Well, maybe not all the way, but I still love it.
The vast majority of it.
The vast majority holds up today. I haven't watched any of the remake, though. I don't know if that's any good.
See, that's you're revealing secrets of mine. I don't know if I've ever watched a CBS anything. I don't know what it is, but I have never watched a CBS show. So I know that Magnum PI came out, and he's like a newer, hipper type dude and everything. And I'm like, yep, I have no interest in watching this whatsoever. I didn't.
Courtney says the remake is horrible.
All right. Well, there it is. I guess I haven't been missing
And
out.
Courtney's one of the more positive people we know. So, yeah, if she's saying it's horrible, then it's probably like double horrible.
We're getting no sugarcoating from Courtney today.
No. Since we're still mentioning, Dave Collins says that Knight Rider, he'd want to be a Knight Rider.
That Knight Riders was one that popped into my head as well, Dave. I respect that.
I think everybody should get the turbo boost on their seats in 3, 2, 1.
I can't reach my pin.
Oh man,
It was best when he would do it and the guest star in the seat next to him wouldn't.
Yeah,
That was the best.
the cue.
Michael, are you doing okay?
and I mean, which is a good sign that like they were probably doing most of that in one take because that seems like something that you could coordinate.
Does it bother anybody that Pat's Kit impression sounded a lot like Hal from 2001?
Yeah, wasn't it the voice of Michael of Kit was what was the actor's name?
I don't know.
He played on some other things, some other shows, wasn't he?
Jared, you okay over there?
You got me on that one. I don't know.
Anybody out there know what the voice actor's name was and what he played in? I think he was in some other shows.
Probably look it up on IMDb. And like while you're doing that, who answered that question first? Jason?
Jason did.
Yeah, I did.
I will add, let's see, David Collins also mentions a team would be good or Airwolf. Green Lantern says that here I thought you guys would be the A team. Well, maybe.
Ooh.
18 popped in my head too. I thought about that one.
Well, maybe the B team.
Well, I gotta tell you though, like Magna PI tugs on a lot of my heartstrings. I mean, it's a bunch of Vietnam vet buddies that kind of quasi team up together. They're trying to get past the trauma of the Vietnam War, but they still hang out together and find themselves in these adventures. I love the character of Higgins, who is kind of a pseudo father figure for Magnum, who lost his father at a young age. There's just a lot of stuff going on, plus tons of action, Ferraris and stuff like that. Just was really cool.
And a good balance of humor too.
Yep, a lot of humor. A lot of humor, a lot of heart, a lot of spectacle.
It's all the ever
That's
takes.
all I need.
Let's see.
Mine would be. I'm not gonna say 80s. I'm gonna flip it to the 90s.
That was not the question. Not the question.
Yep, gotta be 80s.
All right.
Man, we jumped on them fast too. Screw you, Pat.
Never mind.
So
Getting a little deep dark secret, but nobody wants to hear it.
It's Saved by the Bell, isn't it?
Somebody asked what 90s show we'd want to be in.
Oh, yeah.
well, what 90s show, Pat? I feel like we
gotta know now.
All right, Pat.
I feel like we Pat's pull list.
Y'all don't deserve to know. Y'all don't deserve this.
No, yeah, that's right. Now you guys don't deserve to know the dark secret anymore. Tell me.
Well, while we're coaxing it out of Pat, John of John and Maggie says William. Did he mean William Daniels or did he mean William Daniels?
It's William Daniels. I looked it up. Yeah.
He was also in Saint Elsewhere.
Okay.
Never saw that.
So there and elsewhere, huh?
And Dave says he wasn't an actor, Pat. He was actually a real car doing all the time.
That's funny.
I knew it.
I'm struggling on the 80s. Of all the 80s TV that I watch, like I'm somehow stuck on the Transformers.
You don't want to hang out with Blanche and Dorothy?
Ooh,
Rose?
Oh man, I watched the heck out of some Golden Girls.
Me too.
And I tell you, and you talk about a show that holds up pretty good.
Yep.
I mean, those women were brutal towards each other. The shade that they throw back and forth is hilarious.
Mm-hmm.
They are like those, like that was a well-written and funny freaking show. It was, man.
That's us in like years from now.
Like 8 years from now.
Or like now.
Or that'll be us in at Heroes Con.
We
Yeah,
should probably
Dylan's house.
figure out which one of us, tracks to which one of the Golden Girls. Which one of the Golden Girls is our spirit animal?
Ooh, that's-
I'll work on that on the side here while you guys.
yeah, somebody figure
Well,
that out.
Pat's in Wisconsin, so that may as well be like St. Olaf, where
Yes, that's St. Olaf. Yeah, that's right.
I think I'd give that more to Jason.
I don't know.
Well, okay.
all right, we should think about that.
Jason is going to be Sophia because she tells all those stories.
That's true. That's true.
Picture it, Sicily.
By default, then that would make you Dorothy.
I'm Dorothy. Wait, which one of us is Blanche?
Because of the relation, blood relation.
Yeah, because of the relation. I mean, like it was mother-daughter there, even though B. Arthur was older.
We'll let the people decide. We'll make a Patreon poll.
It wouldn't be a bad one, but I mean that would make me Blanche. So apparently, I'm the whore.
Well, that's what I was thinking. None of us are really the Blanche type.
That would be a really good thing to do. Maybe we can. Another idea is we can have everybody pick our characters, and then we can record it and make that one of the. We can record it a little bit from it. Reciting.
In the meantime, somebody needs to say what 80s show that they were.
Oh, fine. I'll pitch in.
Go for
it. I could cheat a little bit like Pat and take Quantum Leap since it technically started in 1989, but I'm not going to.
You could.
Not going to. If I could, then I would. I'd do Quantum Leap, and then Jason and I would have both the Belisarius Productions home run hit shows covered.
Yeah,
but if I want to stick pure into the 80s, I think it's been mentioned. I think by Dave, probably Airwolf, man. I'd like to rock it around in Airwolf.
Calling all Jan Michael Vincents. See, you guys haven't watched Rick and Morty, or you would really enjoy that joke. Let's see.
I have to talk to my kids. They would get it.
They would. If you said calling all Jan Michael Vincents, they would laugh. Let's see. Courtney mentioned she would probably do Facts of Life.
You take the good, you take the bad.
And David is DC's riffing very well. You take the good to take the badge, taking boating, there to have the fact of life. Yeah, I love that show too. He's on a roll today. Okay, so my voice to text really did the Facts of Life song back. Oh,
Green Lantern HG says 89 is 80s, so he's signing off on my Quantum Leap, I guess.
Yeah, I would agree with that.
I'd agree. Yeah, late 80s, still 80s.
Courtney and David were both mentioning about MASH, but MASH was more of a 70s show, was it not?
Yeah, ran into the 80s. It ended in the 80s.
Yep.
And to date has the most popular finale, right?
Oh yeah, I remember watching that.
Goodbye, farewell, and amen.
Let's see. Did I miss anything else? Derek B mentions 21 Jump Street.
21 Jump Street.
That came out while Jason and I were in Germany, so it's in that black hole of TV shows.
Yeah, I don't think I ever watched an episode.
I love the movies though.
They are good.
It's so funny.
Where are the hands there, Liefeld?
Hey, shut up. Got a hand here and a hand here. They'll be there.
All right.
No feet though.
No feet.
Ronald Went says Alf, which I just recently found out about the ending of Alf, which I think I vaguely remember, but then having to re-remember it was pretty traumatic. Apparently, like the government folks just came in and kidnapped Alf, and no one knew what happened after that. Like, dang.
Why would they comedy show on that note?
Right.
That doesn't seem right.
No, like this started because I was people were mentioning the end of the show Dinosaurs, where apparently they all died. Basically, an asteroid was about to hit the Earth or whatever, and it's like, really? that happened? Anyway, John and Maggie, or specifically Maggie, took offense. Not offense, but she said, hey, now Blanche isn't a whore. Fine, she's not a whore. She just simply proudly slept with lots of men.
Yeah, that's right. Not for money, though. So technically, she's not a whore.
That is very true. She's just a liberated woman.
That's right. She
Yeah.
knows what she likes.
That's right.
I mean, I'm not going to be too proud to say that I would have.
Jared, I've heard your list of I wouldas.
Yeah.
There's not really a list of I wouldn't. So
Yeah, that's right.
maybe I am the blame.
It's more like a white listing than a black list.
Oh goodness. So Pat, what's yours, man? What's your 80s?
My 80s?
Yeah.
Oh.
Not your BS 90s.
But I love my 90s show.
Sliders, isn't it?
No, that wasn't that was 90s. I was watching that too. I liked that show, but
Young Indiana Jones.
yeah, like that was a good show too. Yeah.
What about Misfits of Science for your 80s show?
Nope.
I tried.
You know,
Star Trek, The Next Generation.
I enjoyed Parker Lewis Can't Lose.
Oh, that's a good show. Yeah.
Synchronized swatches. Wow.
That was
They came out with a Parker Lewis Can't Lose equivalent show like about a year or so ago, or maybe two, called it was like Cooper Bateman's Guide to Life or something like that. And it was on Fox, and sure enough, it got canceled like in one season. It wasn't a bad show though. It really wasn't. Let's see. Oh, people are now mentioning Miami Vice, and one of the ones that I thought of that started in the 80s and went to the 90s that I wouldn't have minded being on was Star Trek The Next Generation.
Yeah, that was a good one too.
I enjoyed the heck out of that.
Ooh, but you don't like Star Wars? What?
I never said I didn't like Star Wars. I said I'm not enamored with Star Wars like a lot of Star Wars fans feel that you have to be.
John Beatty, a big fan of Miami Vice, I see in the chat.
I remember the Miami Vice soundtrack that came out on CD. I enjoyed that.
Jason, I had it on record.
I did.
John, did you dress up as Crockett?
John lives on a boat with an alligator to this day.
I can see him dressing up like Crockett.
There was a fad when I was in high school where people would dress up like Crockett from Miami
With the jacket on and the t-shirt.
I could not pull that off.
Excuse me. You got me a hiccup. It's beautiful. John says yes. Look at his Facebook.
Yeah. See, I knew it.
Mm-hmm. Noah the Hot Potato says he liked the principal on Parker Lewis. All I remember is red-haired woman. I can't remember anything else.
Yeah.
Now I want to remember her name. Now that's driving me crazy. Thanks.
Video Kirk. Driving him crazy.
John says, check the combo Mellet Pompadour.
Green Lantern also now mentions that he would definitely be on Punky Brewster.
Yeah, I'd be on that. That was a good one.
Punky. Mr. Warnemont. That was the guy who adopted her.
Oh. That was knowledgeable TV shows. Always impresses me.
It is.
That's a deep hole there.
But I'm Russo. Yes. Yes. Russo. That was the principal's name. I'm very happy now.
We're all having big days here at the Longbox.
Yeah. Big day, folks. Big day. See?
She's from Mad Men.
Christina Hendricks.
Ooh, Derek. See, Derek's got the brain on him. Look at that.
I did not know that, but I've not watched a single episode of Mad Men.
You need to watch more TV.
There's so much original content now that I'm just like, ugh, whatever.
All right.
Everyone's like, oh my God, you have to watch this shit. Nah, no, I don't. It's too much. It's just like got to do things like podcast,
yeah,
and jujitsu and stuff. So, should we move on to another question?
Yeah, let's do that.
Okay. This question was also, you know what? Since we'll get back to a Green Lantern HG question, we'll go to Kirk Spencer, who hopes you will draw Sergeant Rock.
Did he say a shaft or he wants to draw a shaft?
He didn't, but
Right.
we could make it up like he did.
Okay.
So Kirk, who says he hopes you draw Shaft, his question though was, as self-proclaimed fans of the master Jose Luis Garcia Lopez, why don't you recognize the masterpiece that is Atari Force?
I don't know. What more do you want from me, man? I bought them all on his recommendation. I had them all hardbound without even reading them. I had it hardbound. I don't know what else he wants from me.
Well, you know, Kurt, if you would like to further along that, we do have a Patreon site that you could support us
Yeah.
to get to that endeavor.
Yeah, we could probably give us a little scratch there, and we could all get into some Atari Force.
Yeah.
Just saying, you know, we got Pat aching to add more content and stuff to Longbox Crusade. Maybe one to be a discussion about Atari Force if you join Patreon.
or you buy all of the issues for me while we're at Heroes Con, Kurt. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink. I definitely would take that on.
The 80s question was a hit, by the way. Maggie, she mentioned Murphy Brown.
Yeah.
Of which I know they rebooted that, but I don't know if it lasted or not. I don't know if it's still on. That was another CBS show.
Wait, shut that dog up.
I can't. We're doing it live.
Downsides of doing it live.
So, seriously, somebody tell me about Atari Force, because I know nothing about Atari Force other than I've seen Kirk mention it about 200 times on Twitter.
I don't know a lot about it. Like I said, like he said, I know that Jose Garcia, I can't even get it out right. Lopez drew it, and he's amazing. Aside from that, I know just a space adventure of some kind, and I bought them all, and because I found a good deal on them when I was with Kirk at a Second and Charles, and I had them all hardbound, and I look forward to reading it because I trust Kirk because he's the one that put me on Nth Man. Y'all know how I feel about Nth Man.
Nth Man is good.
So I will blind purchase from Kirk's recommendations. Apparently, that's not enough for him. You know. I don't know what do you want me to do, Kirk? What do you want me to do?
What do you want?
Just tell me what you want.
It comes from back when Atari was big. Around that time, they decided to do a little side venture there, I think.
Yeah, so there's like a rival force they had. That was like ColecoVision Force.
ColecoForce.
That's right. And television.
Should we go to another question?
Sure.
What was your answer, Delvin? 80s show.
I said Star Trek The Next Generation.
Oh, what was Pat's then? I thought Pat said STNG.
Were you even listening?
No, I went to get some crackers.
Oh. What'd I say?
Delvin didn't even jump on that joke. All
Are
right,
you even listening?
Sorry, I was typing. What did you say?
Anyway, next question.
Let's see.
You want to switch it from another media here?
Yeah. Grab one
Okay.
from whoever hadn't done one yet.
I got one from, we'll go back to Patreon. There's a few more from Ivor and one from Dave. So since Dave's listening, we'll give this one out to Dave. Dave says, how much wood would a woodchuck chuck if a woodchuck could chuck wood?
About as much wood as a woodchuck could if a woodchuck could chuck wood.
That was just Dave being Dave. So
All right.
we get a real question. He says, will there be a Crusaders Club group picture at Heroes? If so, 8x10s, color, black and whites. Will there be wallet sizes? Maybe a picture on a mug? All the above, Dave. All the above.
Yeah, all the above. I intend on bringing our Crusade Miss prints for all the guys to sign while we're there. What we're going to do with them, I have no idea. But if you want to pick up a Crusade Miss print from 2017 and 2018, we will have those.
You know, there was a talk that we had of finding like some train tracks somewhere and recreating.
I was
The
thinking
Bullet
the same
Boys.
thing.
The
A
Bullet
Bullet
Boys,
Boys photo.
With
Oh
a
my
Benya album.
Well, Jordan should be there to take the picture for us.
Yeah, that's true.
Again,
We
somebody
may not
who's
wanna-
more technologically advanced than us. So
We may not want to expose him to that kind of coolness.
Yeah, he's not ready for that.
He's not ready for that. But oh man, just had an idea. Now I totally forgot. Oh well.
Probably for the best, knowing your ideas.
Oh, I was going to say, Jared, do you have those posters nearby?
I don't. They're out in my building. I let you down, my friend.
Okay, I was just going to.
I took them all out to the building to prep for the big trip, leaving on Wednesday, as you know, because I'm picking you up at the airport.
Yep.
Maybe.
We're road tripping.
Road trip.
whoop whoop.
Maybe we'll do special video check-ins on the road trip
You never know. Stay by your YouTube channels.
while we're hanging out with Delvin too,
Mhm.
at Delvin's house. Yep.
In the middle of the street.
Mm-hmm.
We'll do a Delvin podcast from his shower. That'll be fun for everybody.
Ooh. That's $10 and above Patreon, baby.
That Mary Jane level.
Yeah, it's a Mary Jane thing.
Derek wants to know who besides Jared is going to be at Heroes Con.
Well,
All of us.
all of us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All of the Longbox Crusade, Derek. That's for sure.
It's LBC Con.
Dave's going to be there. John Beatty's going to be there.
Ronald went.
Ronald went. Noah the Hyper Potato, a.k.a. Kirk.
I think Darren and Ruth are going to be there as well.
Yep.
Darren and Ruth are going to be there.
And Darren, possibly the rest of Spectre. We're not certain yet.
Derek's going to be there too. Cool, Derek. Stop by.
Definitely.
Feels like there's something else missing. I mean, I set up the whole thing as far as
Eats.
soul food, but I didn't know whether or not there were going to be enough people there for a official thing to do that again. There's silence.
How many people does it take to make an official thing?
Yeah. Now I'm starting to not believe you when you said you set something up.
I did. I was nervous as heck.
He knows the location.
I know how to get there. I know it's on the menu. What do you want?
Yeah, well, Ron asked where are we going to eat, and yep, I saw that soul food. Ron is in for soul food.
Yes, Ron, and you need to bring Beatty with you. Beatty, you got to come with us, man.
Yeah, Beatty, if you're still listening, you got to get yourself to this place.
He may have. I think he may have left to go do something. So Jacob, if you're listening, write this down. Tell your dad he needs to come to eat with us at Soul Food.
Do kids write anything down anymore?
No, and just Jacob.
And what's crazy about it, Ron, if you're not clear, it's Korean soul food, as in spelled like the city of Seoul, and they take like soul food Southern cuisine and put a Korean spin on it, and it's amazing.
Soldier.
The technical term, Jared, is Korean fusion. I just want
My bad.
Oh,
I am not cool or hip or with it.
so no.
I'm cool. I'm hip. I'm with it.
Oh, Jacob's on. There we go. So hopefully he heard.
Oh, Jacob. See, I told you he could. Thanks, Jacob.
Good thinking, Pat. Pat's the problem solver in this outfit.
Jacob, are you coming to Heroes Con? Let us know if you're coming to Heroes Con, Jacob. Normally you shouldn't talk to strangers on the internet, but this time it's okay.
That's right.
We're strangers, but we're not strangers. Hey, babe. Hey, Randy.
I don't know what he's doing.
I think he left. I think Delvin.
Oh, all right.
Yes, yeah.
I just want to say, hey, I'm going to close the door so you don't have to hear this.
Oh. That's Delvin.
and probably the lovely
All right.
Mrs. Delvin.
Do we want to move on to another question?
Yeah, go ahead.
Do anything else? Okay.
What you got? You got a Patreon? You got a Facebook? What you got?
Jared or Jason, you got another Facebook one?
I sure do. Hal Jordan actually asked a series of questions, but I think we could probably answer these
In a
quickly.
rapid fire, quickly.
Rapid fire.
Oh, okay.
Well, 3/4 of us can.
What did you just say? We can
All
answer.
right. Okay, here we go. Question number 1 will make the rounds. Who makes the most mistakes on the podcast?
During recording, or who's the hardest one to edit afterwards?
Me. I'll just admit it. It's me.
It's Pat, but he's not terribly difficult to edit.
Yes,
he makes the same mistakes each time. So once you start editing, you see the mistakes pop out.
Mm-hmm. I would agree. I would agree with that wholeheartedly.
So, I mean, in the interest of fairness, we should probably mention, I don't know, a peccadillo of everyone else too, and not just dump on Pat.
Oh, okay. Well, I think we all have our.
We have already.
Mm-hmm. I'm too perfect.
Yes.
Yes, that's the problem.
Too perfect.
Too perfect.
Too good. Yes.
Jared's problem is he doesn't read anything beforehand.
Yeah,
That's
certainly
right.
I do zero preparation.
Yeah.
A lot of us have this picadillo, but I say like a lot. I have to edit out a lot of Jared likes. Like this, like that, like this.
Like that, like this, like
One
that.
of my quirks will come out in the next Crusader Chronicles episode 33 in the outtakes. The game, the guys call me out on something.
I don't even remember what it was.
I don't remember either.
So we'll get to that. But speaking of that too, so if you're wondering why there wasn't something out this last Saturday, is because we're having some technical difficulties behind the scenes.
Not us. We didn't do anything wrong.
Yep, with the site that we use for uploading the podcast too. So as soon as that's worked out, we will get some more episodes out. So.
Something's up with our hosting site to get it out there. Our work was done and we uploaded and everything was cool, but they jacked something up. So we're not accepting responsibility for their mistakes.
More to come.
So who makes the most mistakes on this podcast? Apparently the site that uploads our podcast. We're perfect. Okay, next question. Who would you trade for another podcaster? I think I could answer for all of us and say no.
Ryan Daly. I mean, nobody. No, nobody.
Good answer.
What? Oh, here's one that. What's your favorite episode that we've done so far?
Ooh.
Yeah.
Boy. I'm gonna take the cop out here. I'm gonna say they're all my favorite episodes.
You're that guy, huh?
Well, no, I enjoy getting together with everybody every time we record, and we've been recording every Wednesday for the last almost year now, or so.
Just
about.
that schedule, yeah, just about.
Yeah, I mean, year and a half, going on 2 years. It's been pretty dang consistent, and that's in no way depressing. Yeah,
and I would say I don't remember specifically what episodes, but moments pop out in my head. The moments that really made us laugh, like when we did when I did Mary Jane for the first time.
Yes, yeah.
I thought that was special. When we did the Gary Moneypenny gag, I don't remember which Bond film it was for, but that was funny.
When we started riffing off on movies from other people's point of view.
Oh, that was
small
fun.
minor characters in the movie.
Oh,
my
yeah,
gosh,
that's gotta come back.
Yeah. Oh man. And some stuff doesn't even make it to the podcast because for family friendly. Just the other day when we were doing the interpretations to song innuendos, when we were singing songs, what they were really trying to say.
Yeah.
big beep.
Longbox Crusade After Dark.
Yeah. So I don't know. I honestly don't remember which episodes they belong to. Sometimes it's just those
I don't either.
moments.
No, it definitely blends in a good way. If I don't have a favorite? I remember when Jared and Pat had the idea of Crusademus, and I always think back to that one because first of all, we had to record all of those in a very quick amount of time, and somehow Pat pulled that editing job off.
Gosh,
And to me, that was if there was any sign that I guess we were in it for the long run or long haul, that was it. Because like no one does any crap like that unless they really actually like it.
No, man. And to be honest, I didn't even realize how intense that was till I started doing some very basic editing myself. I'm like, holy cow, that was a lot of work in a little amount of time.
Yeah.
I still can't believe we pulled off year one. That was all done probably within 60 days.
Yeah, it was.
Peek behind the curtain, folks. Now we spread it out throughout the year.
That's right.
Yeah, we learned the last 2 years. Yeah.
Yeah. We're what, over halfway done now with
Just about, yeah.
Yeah, we back. Have we gotten through 6 of them?
I think close, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Jared, the scheduler, has done a good job while weaving them in. And yeah, those are fun for me because it's nice to have guests on who want to share something with us, and I get to read a cool book or talk with somebody on a level that didn't get to talk to before. And then at the end, it comes down to, just us 4 guys sharing something. And for at least the first 2 years running, Pat has pulled out like the best episode, at least how we rated it.
Highest rated book 2 years in a row.
We brought some champions.
Yes.
I brought some champions.
Yeah, with
that's right.
With Usagi and with
ElfQuest.
ElfQuest.
Yes. Yeah. So I wouldn't say that we're in a competition for it because I already know I'm going to lose. I'm going to pull out 90 something or the other. I know that. and my book has to be at least 72 pages long.
That's a rule.
That's a rule. No ads. No ads.
No ads. No ads.
Just wait till this year, boys. I know what I'm bringing. Hamilton versus Burger.
Oh, shoot, you just stole mine.
Oh, man.
This book was crap.
All right. Any other thoughts on that, or should I keep rolling through these questions?
Before you roll, Pat, John wants to know: are we recording tomorrow for Transformers Chronicles, I should say.
I'll chat you guys.
All right. He'll chat us, John. I want you to know I did see that question. Dave wants to know what night and time are we doing the dinner? I think Thursday makes the most sense.
Well, it's Dave, so
let's tell him to show up early.
We can't do him like that. He's a Crusaders Club member. Can't do him.
Right.
I think we did it at 7.
He's a nice guy.
I think we did 7 on Thursday last time.
Yeah, that could work.
If we don't have a reservation, is there like a more off hour? Maybe we should.
That's not a bad idea because we're going downtown to set up. Whoever goes downtown to set up with me, we could go down there and just kind of kick around and kill time and maybe go a little earlier.
Maybe we could get it
for an off hour, but we don't want to exclude Miranda, so we got to keep that in.
Yes, Miranda's.
She's key to this whole operation. Whatever time works for Miranda is the correct answer.
Yep, sounds like 7. Back to 7 it is.
Yeah, I'll check with her, and I did do a reservation last time. I remember thinking like, man, everybody ain't going to show up, but if we get an unofficial count, that would be good.
At least 4.
Maggie wants to know, is Shaft doing a Captain Morgan pose on that?
He 100% is doing a Captain Morgan pose. Let me not lie. Here's my model photograph that I used. That's 100% Captain Morgan right there.
Nice.
Jacob has a question. Jacob wants to know, are you going to draw anime next time? Or have you ever drawn anime? Jared?
Jacob, I've drawn almost no anime. It's an area I haven't gotten into, but occasionally, Jacob, I know you've seen me at a convention before. It's been a couple years, so you may or may not remember, but I do 3-minute sketches for the kids, and a lot of kids these days are asking for anime characters, and so I do them that way. I don't know most of the characters. I have to look them up on my phone for a reference, but I do it more often than not nowadays in the 3-minute sketch. So that's the answer to that.
So what he's saying is come by if you're there.
Yeah. Stop by my table. I'll draw you whoever you like. It might not look like them when I'm done. Good question, though, Jacob.
Let's see. We have both Green Lantern and the Hyper Potato trying to convince Jacob that they are John's best friend and to pack up all his art and bring it to him. Both of you two should be ashamed of yourselves. Go repent or something.
I think that's a lot of art too, man. I would imagine.
It would be. It's a good time since we have 14 on. We should re-ask if anyone wants to get that Flash season 1 DVD. Please speak up in the chat so we can add you. Right now, we have Courtney, who is feeling very flashy, and we have Ronald Went. But if anyone else wants Flash season 1, please speak up and let us know.
Did we miss anybody from before too? Perhaps.
I don't think so. I wrote them down when I saw it, but yeah, if we missed you or anything, please let us know just in the comments that you want to be a part of the drawing for Flash season 1. And Jason's going to read another question. You're not late, by the way, are you? Pat, for your thing?
Not yet. I got a little 20 minutes ago. So.
Oh, okay. Cool.
So the other question is, if we went to war against other podcasts, what podcast show would you take out first?
Shag.
Oh man, I like the JLI show, but yeah.
Well, they're so darn talented and they have so much good content that they would have to be amongst the first to go.
Yeah.
Of course, Professor Frenzy has a good show too.
Yeah.
I feel
like Shag is a linchpin though. Like he's a what do we call it in the military, Jason?
Center of gravity.
Center of gravity. Thank you. I asked Jason as if Delvin's never served. What do we call it, Jason?
I served longer than both of you, actually.
But not combined.
No, not combined.
I wouldn't go to war against any other podcast. We love them all.
Either. Yeah.
We all support each other. We happen to be in a great podcast community.
Yeah, we do.
That we fell into. So I do really appreciate other podcasters out there.
Mm-hmm.
We learned from you. I don't think anybody's learning from us, but without listening to all those other people, I wouldn't have started this. So
hey,
and I'm
you
so happy to be where we're at.
You can learn through counterexample.
Mm-hmm.
And I think I'll wrap it up. Here's the last question that Hal asked us. He says, if you could be a G.I. Joe character, who would you be? Pat.
Ooh, boy. Who would I be?
Delvin. Couldn't be like that.
Shipwreck.
All right, Shipwreck.
What?
He gets
what?
You know Shipwreck's got a stash of rum somewhere. Just come on now.
Okay,
He's thinking this through.
I came to my mind first, so that's what I said.
Okay.
Delvin.
But why did it come to your mind?
I don't know. I'm just like, I can try to think of, okay, I got to answer these questions quick. What's the first thing that comes to my mind? Boom. That's what comes to my mind.
Shipwreck, huh?
Yep.
I always gravitate towards leader types, so I'd probably go with Duke.
Duke's a good one, but that's a demotion for you. Wouldn't you rather be like Hawk? Get that promotion to general?
Man, I wasn't good enough to be general in the Air Force. They kicked me out way before that.
Oh, I think you were good enough.
Oh.
I'm on the fence.
So what about you, Jared? Beachhead?
Beachhead's my favorite, but if I could be any of them, I'd want to be Storm Shadow. I mean, you get pretty much all the badassness of Snake Eyes, and you still have a pretty face and you can talk.
That's a fair point, and I think you all know who I'm going to pick.
Stalker.
Ace, so I can finally get that gosh darn Sky Striker.
I thought you were going to go with your favorite Stalker, but I forgot you had to get that Sky Striker.
So if you want to fund Jason's Sky Striker dreams, join Patreon.
In the arms of the
Dr. Mindbender. Why didn't you
Oh,
guys?
is Dr. Rymander making his appearance on the show?
Yes, it's me, Mindbender. Hi, Jared. How are you?
I always just want to play some like strip music.
You know what they say, shirt off, ready to podcast.
That's a legit mustache too, man.
Thank you. I've been working on it.
Somewhere Tom Selleck's going, dang.
Dope mustache.
Courtney Holland says she would be Lady J.
Lady J's a good choice.
Good choice, Courtney.
John Beatty says he thought that Jared was Storm Shadow. I said, no, he's Storm's shadow. That's a totally different thing.
Ooh.
That's pretty clever there, buddy.
Good one for me.
Not for yourself. It's all right. It's a good one.
Ooh, yeah.
Oh, man.
What about y'all in the chat? Anybody call out what Joe they wanted to be?
Yeah, anybody else? What Joe would you like to be? We got a couple of answers of Lady J already. I'm trying to think. The first one I thought of was Roadblock, of course. Not only big bluff black guy, but from the mock G.I. Joe commercials of who wants to buy him side.
Roadblock is not a bad choice because he's
Bad mofo.
He's bad mofo, but he's also he's kind of like one of those heart and soul members of the team. Where, people just love him, and that's a good call.
And he could cook.
Yeah, that's what it put him over the top. That's why.
Hey, nothing wrong with a man who can cook. Tell you that much.
Derek says Lieutenant Falcon.
Lieutenant Falcon.
That's a bold choice right there, man. I don't disagree with it, but I don't think you'd see that a lot.
What was the Warren officer's name?
Flint.
Yeah, he was cool too.
He was cool. Flint and Falcon were brothers, or Duke and Falcon were brothers.
Ivor says he wanted to be Flint.
Help me out there, Pat. Which Falcon was one of their brothers? Duke or Flint? I can't remember.
Oh, I can't remember either.
You know who did the voice of Falcon?
No Falcon idea.
Don Johnson.
Don Johnson, yeah.
Oh.
In the movies.
Yep. Yeah, nobody did the voice in the comics, Pat.
Yeah. Oh. In my
head.
Derek says Falcon and Duke are half brothers.
There it is.
Okay.
Derek's got all the knowledge.
Derek is a very knowledgeable guy.
Derek, I got to do some investments later on this week. Can you give me some tips? I've got everything else, man.
Sell.
We'll have to get Derek on a show. Join us.
Heck yeah.
I don't know about that. Like, we would make a mistake and he would correct us and make us look dumb. And it's like, that's really clever of you, Derek.
Well, thanks for stopping by, Derek.
Thank you for correcting us, Derek.
Can I see you over here for a minute, Derek?
Does Derek podcast as well?
Yeah, Derek has his own podcast.
Well, I thought the name sounded familiar. I'm trying to remember what podcast it is he's rocking.
Derek, what's your podcast, man? Do you have one? If so, speak up on the chat and probably got a lot of people to follow you, or 13.
Or like me and Jason.
Yeah, at least 2.
I know I've heard the name before, so I know it's just eluding me. I can't remember what.
Fanholes Podcast.
Fanholes Podcast.
They have a bunch of different shows over there.
Yeah, they do. That's I want to say it's kind of a network, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Derek, are you a friend of mine on Twitter? If not, you need to be, because
Derek's a big Transformers fan too.
Dude, I hope you're listening to our podcast, and if so, I hope that it's doing some justice to
I think his jacket has more followers than we do.
Who does?
Derek's Transformer jacket.
No. Y'all should see my Superman jacket. It's pretty dope.
I think let's see, did we miss any comments? John Beatty asked for best German buffet in Alabama.
Oh, that one I can answer. That's in Millbrook. It's called the Plantation Home and Garden. It's only available on Friday nights, but it's totally worth it. And I've taken John there before, so he knows what I'm talking about.
What is a German buffet?
It's a buffet of German food, man. You got
Thank you, Jared.
I thought it was pretty self-explanatory.
I meant like I cannot. I don't even know German food. Bratwurst.
I'm picturing like schnitzel, different sauces you can put on said schnitzel, different types of bratwurst.
Sauces for the bratwurst.
Probably the only vegetable is like cabbage.
Yep.
Or, sauerkraut. Cabbage.
Drink it down with some beer.
You can get some. I think you can get some beer there too. Yeah.
Ooh.
Well, it's not a German.
Okay, so Beatty and I had a convention together in Montgomery, and I used to live there. So I was like, "Oh, I want to take you to this German buffet. It's only on Friday nights." And he was like so hesitant. He was like, "German buffet in Montgomery, Alabama? It's ridiculous." And then he was like, "Oh my,
Dankeschön, y'all.
It is really good."
Maggie mentioned that she liked to be that Yo Joe guy. He seems to be popular. They're always yelling his name.
Oh, Maggie.
Let's see. For Courtney's dark side, she would like to be Baroness.
Ooh.
Dave says he would want to be whichever one had the best chance at dating the Baroness.
Cat's getting weird.
That'd be Destro.
Derek's advice was no Marvel stock.
No Marvel stock. All right, got you, Derek.
And let's see. And Derek mentioned that he has HOCOF and Fanholes both have Twitter accounts. And that he enjoys Transformers Chronicles and also likes the Flash Gordon cast. Whack, whack.
Whack, whack, whack. Pew, pew, pew. I'm gonna mix it
Speaking
up.
of which, just a reminder, you want the DVDs, put it in the chat that you want to win the Flash DVDs. And of course, if you're a Patreon member, I'm going to give something special away for that as well later in the show.
Ooh.
Better do it pretty quick because we only have about 12 minutes before we lose Patronimus.
Yeah, we'll let that be your siren song, Pat. You can do the giveaways right before you leave.
Oh, okay. Well then,
Somebody prep the randomizer for the
Yeah, I'll do it.
Crusaders.
Yeah,
let me do it
you're doing a randomizer?
I'll do it for the Patreon.
Man, it is pouring down, raining outside here. My interweb goes haywire. Apologies for that, but for some reason in Charlotte, it only rains on weekends. Like
It
really?
only rains on the weekend.
I'm only happy when it rains.
Like I just want to know, like, I mean, get so little time off. And anyway, let's see. John says he thought he was a German buffet all the time, not just on Fridays. I think he's sending out thirst traps in the Twitter. Is thirst traps too much of a new term for you guys?
Yeah, I don't know what that means.
Got nothing.
So a lot of times it usually is if you're a beautiful woman or whatever, and you like take some casual picture that is supposed to be casual, but you're like beautiful. It's like, what's on your mind today? You know,
one of those. Yeah.
Yeah. Putting out a thirst trap. That's
I've seen like I've responded to like the girl who puts the sexy picture out and go, you know, what could I do for you? And I'd be like, you could watch my kids for about an hour now.
Got a pile of dishes in the sink.
Jordan's at that age.
I'm looking to spice up my
Father,
Twitter.
my pants feel funny.
Maybe I should get it like this. What should I read? What comic you want me to read?
Your comics.
You have the voice for it. You have the voice for it, Pat.
Yeah. I've
But do
heard
I
on
get the
more
picture
than one
for it?
occasion that he's got a sexy voice from the ladies.
But do I get the face for it? You know, I'm
Well, get him
bored.
with the voice first.
Watch this. I'm bored. Suggest a comic for me to read. As those are the kind of things you're talking about?
Yeah.
Right. Like all I has to, I wasn't on the YouTube, but yeah, all you need is like a picture where you're just like and then what comic book should I read, or possibly like bearing a shoulder. Yeah.
Well, I like that. Yeah.
Send out your pat traps.
I'm bored. Which way should I have the toilet paper go? Under or over?
I'm bored. Would y'all like to read Pat's pull list?
Pat's pull list.
Pat's pull
You
list.
got him.
Get out.
I definitely have to read this question. It's a good one, especially for especially for Jason. Says this was from Bob Rowland.
Okay.
Picture me rolling
at Nick City Brewing. He asked, "You're given 88 pages of story, either GN format. I don't know what GN format is. Graphic novel. There we go.
Okay.
The graphic novel format or 4 issues of single issues to fix the X-Men for the next decade. What do you do, Hot Shots? What do you do?"
Well,
first things first, you go into space. All right. You a whole new cast of characters nobody's ever seen before. Fight a small guy, fight a big guy. Phoenix saves everybody. Oh, I gave that comic a 1. I don't know what I'm talking about.
I think the biggest thing to me is you've got to put a team together and stick with it. I was really enjoying this last run of X-Men, and it looks like that's coming to an end, and they're breaking up this team again, and they're getting ready for a Hickman run.
Yeah.
And I've got nothing against Hickman, but it's like, just put a team together, put a good story together, and stick with it. It sounds simple, but I think that's really, in my mind, the best thing they could do right now.
I think that Marvel, and it's easy. Marvel does it, DC does it too, where you have a popular character like with DC, Batman, and then like you have Robin, then you have Nightwing, then you have Red Hood and the Outlaws, then you have Detective Comics, then you have Batwoman, then you have Batgirl. It's like, holy gee willikers. There's so many Bat titles, and at a minimum, like they're different characters, but it's the same Bat universe, and that's a lot of comic books. And I see why, because you're trying to keep your business afloat. You're going to try and sell what's popular. I do get that, but I wish with X-Men that they would they stream it back, like when all the X-Men supposedly died, and I knew they weren't dead, but it stripped it down, and it was Cyclops and Wolverine at first. I was like, what?
I know. I was enjoying that.
Yeah. I've enjoyed the heck out of that so far, even though it looks like the purpose of this run is to pave the way for what Hickman's about to do, which there are, I've seen a couple of writers on Twitter, and they don't have to volunteer this. They don't have to oversell it. It's not their books. They're like, this is going to be amazing what he does. They're like, they saw what he was planning, and they are 100% on board for it. I'm like, okay, cool. Maybe he pulls like, even though people weren't super, like, not people, there are some people who didn't or don't like Brian Michael Bendis. Brian Michael Bendis, you cannot deny that he turned the Avengers completely around. And maybe Hickman's gonna do that same thing with the X-Men, to where the X-Men have those just streamlined characters. I don't know. We'll see. I guess I'm just saying, long story short, I would love streamline.
Yeah, I'm with you 100%. And Hickman himself, I don't know, man. I kind of run hot and cold on him. I loved his Shield series that he did. I thought his Avengers line got too convoluted. I don't know. Whatever they do, though, I just hope they stick with it and give it a chance, because I'm tired of relaunching it every 7 issues.
I'm tired of relaunching, and I'm like, even though that's the popular thing now, like they start a new writer on a series, and instead of just saying and hyping up that writer and new creative team, they reset it to issue 1, even though they keep the same. They'll put it up in the corner box, the original legacy of number that it is, to appease to the old fans. Was like, just keep the dang numbering. Like, I don't know. This is a 42-year-old man ranting about it. Maybe it works. Maybe it works for the teen crowd. I'm not sure. Courtney says that she would create a team of X-Men. Her leader would be Beast, and Magneto would be a good guy, and Charles Xavier would be a bad guy.
That's bold. I like that.
I like that. Yeah,
Yeah.
I picture that in my mind. And we've had Magneto join the Force for Good a couple of times in the X-Men run.
And he always seems to, go back to wearing that bad guy hat for one reason or the other. Sometimes I think it's just lazy writing. It would be interesting to see Beast get a run like that because, like, in my opinion, Beast has been like kind of a boob. Like he has not been. He's supposed to be that genius level, and he just keeps making dumb mistake after dumb mistake. And maybe he needs a good redemption. I wouldn't even be mad if Beast became an Avenger again. Just, I don't know, something fun, something different where he just comes across as being a hero again and not the one who's messing stuff up.
Yeah, he has come off kind of mopey and almost imbecilic sometimes in the series.
Yeah. John's idea of a graphic novel is saying the reason that it's a smart idea is the person has to buy the whole thing. If they like it, great. If it's not, it's purchased. Single issue, they might drop after 1, 2, 3, or whatever. There was a little bit of talk about Magneto being a good guy and Charles Xavier being the bad guy. I'm surprised. I guarantee you, I freaking guarantee you, if they brought back Cyclops, Professor X is around the corner. He's coming back. He has to.
Yeah, it's only a matter of time.
Yeah, it is only a freaking matter of time. Like I wouldn't be surprised if he's been alive somewhere. Like they pulled like a X2, X3, whichever movie that was, where he jumped into someone else's body.
Yeah, I was thinking that as well. Yeah, that's something that they could definitely play around with. And then it's also interesting to have Juggernaut again as a good guy on the team. So that's always an interesting dynamic, Xavier and the Juggernaut and their stepbrother relationship.
No, I get me thinking of the movie Step Brothers.
That's right.
Professor X and Juggernaut and Step Brothers.
Kane, did you put, on
my Cerebro? I'm going to put
I saw you with my eyes.
Put your on my Cerebro.
Oh, man. Green Lantern HG mentioned that Red Hood and the Outlaws are the best thing ever. Love the Dark Trinity. I cannot say it's good or bad because I haven't read it. So I did think it was a mistake for them to bring back Jason Todd. It wasn't really necessary for them to do it, but they brought him back. He's back, and so be it. Now he was that bad dude, and now he's kind of a good guy.
I didn't know they brought back Jason Todd. So
damn, I knew that, and I haven't been reading it forever.
Yeah, Jason Todd's been around for a minute. They did. There was some storyline where there was like some fold in between the living and the dead. Maybe it was Blackest Night.
No, it was. I do remember. It was
Superboy Prime punched the wall.
The wall. Yeah.
That's it.
Yeah. Okay. Now I lied. I do remember now.
Yep. And that brought Jason Todd back, and it was like, really?
Because everybody was excited when they teased bringing him back in Hush. And they were like, well, let's find a way to really bring him back.
There's
the Red Hood.
The chat are saying that like we're giving away spoilers, and I'm like, for what?
This happened like a couple decades back now.
It's not a spoiler if it's already spoiled, y'all. My water's gone.
Do we guys want to give something away or what?
Oh, it's not that time.
It is that time. Gotta get Pat going.
All right. So we want to do the ones in the chat, or we want to do our Crusaders Club members.
Let's do the chat one first as the warm up, and then the Crusaders Club member is the grand finale.
All right.
All right,
Who's in?
Then I will have to
showed up.
I will text somebody the winner of the club members, just
Okay.
in case I'm not here to do it.
All right. Send me a text of who won the club.
Okay.
Who's got the running count on this?
I think Delvin was keeping.
I have
tab.
I have 4 so far. I have Courtney, I have Ron Went, I have Kirk, aka Noah, the hyper potato, who may or may not still be on. He hadn't seen him comment in a while. And GLHG. Anybody else? Would anyone else like to be in on the raffle for Flash? Speak now or forever hold your peace. I'll mention
get in now, or you got
somebody just looking at chat.
Gots to get in now, or you gots to create your own timeline.
No, my brother, you gotta get your own. That was some commercial back in the day selling some soul albums. It's like, ooh, can I borrow that? It's like, no, my brother. You gotta get your own.
You know, I don't have the question in front of me, but somebody in the questions somewhere, I don't know where, asked a pretty good one, Jason. They asked if you and I had ever gone like fisticuffs. And the answer is no.
Nope.
Jason has an amazing restraint ability.
I was very patient, and then he got too big.
Jason was a great older brother. I deserved it a million times, but nope, we've never been in a fist fight. Lord knows I've deserved it.
Green Lantern asked, when are we going to have the Longbox Crusade comic? Ooh.
Oh, that's interesting.
Now you got me thinking about making one.
Yeah. Chubbuds and Sweetums.
Unless there would literally be a comic about us.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. We could do like Stranger Things, but like instead of a bunch of preteen kids, we'd be middle-aged men.
Middle-aged dudes just complaining about things like
that's right.
taxes and the weather, and
Jared got pulled into the upside down again.
Start rants on things.
You know what grinds my gears?
Oh, he said it.
You, America.
Beep you. So we got just 4 then?
Yeah, just 4. Courtney, Ron, Kirk, and GL. Should I bring up a randomizer too?
Show.
Randomizer, oh, randomizer, you're a randomizer, oh, randomizer, oh, you're a randomizer.
Would you like to be a randomizer too?
So talk about something. I'll bring up the randomizer. And
I'm just so excited. I'm just like, oh, here we go.
We got another question out there from Darth Ron.
What up, Darth?
And Ron wants to know, whose battle uniform would smell worse, the sweaty Flash or the Blob's onesie?
Oh, that Blob onesie.
Blob's onesie, no doubt.
Yeah, I agree with that one.
I think typical normal day-to-day, Flash doesn't even break a sweat.
And if he did break a sweat, then the Speed Force can just like clean it, right?
Yeah.
Sure.
So using the random number randomizer that I used. Oh, maybe I should I randomly assign a number and then do it? Or should I just go ahead and just do it the way I had written them?
What name was it? Give us a name.
The winner is Kirk Spencer.
Ooh.
That cat wins far too often. Pick another one.
Kurt said he wanted that too.
Yep, he's got it.
You
It's
got
funny.
it.
I've got a little box of Kirk's winnings because we'll be seeing him out there
Oh.
waiting to go to North Carolina. So this is going in the box.
Throw it on the pile.
Kirk wins the Flash.
Who, if he ran very fast, would still have a pretty good smelling uniform.
That's what we think, at least.
That's what I think. See, if I was him, I'd just like strip naked, turn it inside out, and then just do like a light run, just holding it out there. So
You nasty.
all this.
Well, maybe that's what he does. When he runs naked. No one can see him anyway. It's just a blur, right?
And that's why they call him the Flash.
And then when he's right before he's going to stop, he puts the suit back on.
That's how I'd roll.
Yeah.
Gents, we'll separate 1 second and get some more water. I'll be right back.
Are we saying fond farewell to you, Pat? You got to go?
Well, I'm waiting for it to be called up, but so I can stand as long as I can.
Until you got to go potty.
Yeah.
Go potty.
I'm just trying to look to see if what other questions we got out here. So we got any questions in the chat? Let's take some stuff from the chat room.
Yeah. Any questions in the chat? You let us know.
John says, "Oh yes, they call him the Streak. Oh, they call me the Streak."
They call her the street. All right, I've got the Crusaders Club prize pack ready to go.
Okay.
We'll just wait on Delvin.
Shaft's looking all right.
Thanks,
Right
man.
on, right on. That shaft's
on.
looking right on.
Right on. Doodlooch, 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 doodlooch.
So question, and this is from John B. He says, "What's going on with Jared's Frankenstein book?"
Ooh, I need my cover artist to get on that. That's John. Well, I could tell you this. I have the writing has been done. The writing's been done. The penciler, Mr. Nate Niles, the same guy who penciled the Hamilton versus Burr, has turned in about 18 or 19 of the pages. It's a 48-page book, so he's getting there, and he's starting to pick up speed because he's trying to move to Japan soon. And he said, yeah, he definitely wants to finish the book before the Japan move. So the pages are picking up. In other news, I finished writing my next script called Shipwrecker, and my penciler on that is the amazing Mark Hatherley from Bermuda, and he's turned in about 8 pages of that 48-page book.
But they disappeared. Because it's Bermuda.
The Bermuda. Okay, yeah. Okay. Took me a second.
Let that sink in. Get it? Get it? Because it's Bermuda.
Let's see. Ron says, wait, did Delvin just take a water break? When did he turn into John Beatty?
Wait, who said that? Oh,
Ron.
Yeah. Well, Jason's about to take a water break too, so be right back.
Okay.
John, have we already asked the question? What's going on with your Francisco Stein book?
Yes.
We just finished that.
Yeah, thanks for coming back, Delvin.
Hey, good to be back.
But I appreciate the chance to run my mouth about.
I like what Noah said though. Delvin went to go turn off the AC in Jason's room.
That's funny.
It's funny. It's also true.
Yeah, it's funny. Oh god, that's gonna be a good time. Let's see. What was there another thing? And Green Lantern wants to know: are you going to do a live show from Heroes Con?
I won't say no, but we'll say maybe.
We'll see how things go.
If not, we should probably at least record something there. So maybe not live, but maybe Memorex.
Something otherwise. Maybe we might do some. If do some
you
live.
Petered out on us there.
I'm thinking maybe we might do some live video, short video chats or video feeds.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe on just for Patreon people only.
Mm-hmm.
So if you want to, you can join for $1.
That's right.
Go
folks.
to Patreon, look up Longbox Crusade, join for $1.
I might roll up a sleeve, you know. Oh, there you go. There's the sex.
Yeah, and I can say, then I can do this. I'm bored.
Right.
Who do you want me to talk to at Heroes Con?
Telling you, it can work.
Feeling cute. Might delete later.
Oh, maybe we can join. John says I might be doing a drawing in my room at Heroes Con.
Is he trying to get you up to his room again?
I don't know. He's never invited me in the first place. But if John would invite me up to his room, superstar artist John Beatty invites me.
Oh boy!
I'd be happy just be able to sit next to him at his table.
Oh boy!
So
you got another one on the
wink.
line, John. You got another one on the line.
Waiting for that.
So Ron was asking what day is the tentative plan for soul food, and I said tentative Thursday evening, and I don't know. We'll have to come up with something. Maybe just put it on Twitter once that's more solidified. But John mentioned Mertz Heart and Soul, to which I have a quick story about. That's why I wanted to mention it. Mertz. Mertz does actual soul food, not Korean SEOUL, but good old Southern soul food.
Fusioned in any way.
Not fusioned in any way other than with awesome and with great tasting. I had to actually stop going to Mertz because when I first got to Charlotte, I worked in Uptown, and the building I work in, I can walk out the back stairs and it puts me 50 feet away from Mertz. And that food is so good. Like it is, I mean, they put out this cornbread, y'all, that's like, it's like pound cake. It's so good. And I had talked about it with Miranda, my wife, for anyone who doesn't know. I've talked to Miranda forever about it. And we finally went last Sunday, and like she sat there and she just went on about like a 3-minute dissertation about how awesome that cornbread was. Like, I mean, she's doing this, she does Pure Barre, and she's doing this challenge of where she has to do 40 workouts in 60 days. She's like, at the end of this workout, that's going to be my reward. We're coming back here for some more cornbread. Like, so she is completely sold. But yeah, Mertz would be a good option, B. But everyone seemed to enjoy soul food, so we'll make soul food option A. And we'll just set up a time later. I'm thinking Thursday at 7 is going to be a good time, though.
Is anybody else? Derek, if you're around too, join us. If Derek's going to be there, right?
Yeah.
If he's still listening.
I think
we've been to hobnob with other podcasters at Soul Food before, haven't we?
Yeah, absolutely.
It was a great time. We had a lot of people there.
It was. Let's see.
Derek says I should be in. Cool. We'll hit you up. I think I got Derek on my Facebook chat soon too. We'll get to you.
Noah says that I think Pat is purposely discriminating against me, knowing my wife said no more Patreon. Wait, hey, you know what? Tell you what, man, like no more Patreon sounds like you have reached your limit on the Patreons you're part of.
Yeah.
So maybe you should drop one of those zeros and get with these heroes.
Yeah. Why don't you? Noah, why don't you?
We've given them a lot of free stuff. It feels like so.
Come on, Kurt. You should wear the pants in the family. You should do. Don't be listening to what your wife says when you got to go. And
says the man who says I can podcast. Still, my wife yells down here. I gotta come up.
We missed a good question from Ivor. He says, favorite breakfast cereal that isn't made anymore. And then he gave one and said ice cream cone cereal, which I've never heard of. It sounds like it has no nutritional value whatsoever. So it's probably amazing. Does anyone have any?
The first thing I thought of was the ET cereal, or even the Batman cereal.
Do they still do the monster cereal, Frankenberry, Count Chocula?
Yes, usually seasonal. They usually bust it out around Halloween.
Okay.
I don't know about many places you can get it year round.
Dang,
yeah, I haven't eaten cereal in a while. We used to
either.
Yeah, we used to have cereal in the house, like kind of, sort of, and then like the last few boxes just kind of lingered forever. And I know they still make it, so I'm not answering the question very well, I know, but I used to love and still would eat the heck out of some Lucky Charms. I love Lucky Charms.
Magically delicious, man.
Yes, I don't know what it is about those marshmallows.
It's like crack.
Yes.
Cocaine
Okay.
buzz, baby.
I'm back. My wife said I could podcast for a little bit longer.
Ooh.
All right, yeah.
So continue your lecture about who wears the pants.
No, see, you need to rephrase that, Pat. You need to be like, I told her what was what. I told her when to pick it up.
I
and
said,
told
woman,
her when
I am
to put it down.
podcasting.
That's right.
I mean,
Don't tell me, I tell you.
We knew that. We would know it's a lie, but I mean, still. Ron Wentz says near Halloween they sell the monster cereals. Jason.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And Count Chocula is.
Oh, you got to answer that question? Darn it. I missed that one.
No, go ahead.
Oh, go ahead. We're still dealing with it. I still haven't given an answer because
Captain
don't
Crunch peanut butter.
they don't do that anymore.
Oh, that they don't do?
Yeah, that's the question. Which one?
Oh, I
that
thought it was
they
which one do you
discontinued?
like? Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know about expired or cereals they don't make anymore, but I definitely Captain Crunch. We never got much Captain Crunch in the house growing up, but I think I've had some over maybe Jared's house, and I do like.
Jason's had some over here before. Just ask Jordan about it.
Jordan was ticked off, man. It's like, what the?
Who ate the Captain Crunch?
I know you ate the Captain Crunch.
It's like, well, listen
I'm
here.
like, yeah, okay, yeah. Blame the fat guy because the Captain Crunch came up.
It's like, look, I got more sense than to just come over my brother's house and eat up all the Captain Crunch. You know, I was raised better than that.
Did you eat the
Yeah, I
Captain
remember going.
I did eat the Captain Crunch. I did, in fact, eat that Captain Crunch.
Dave says Fruity Pebbles if he's being bad. Crackling Oat Brand if he's being an adult. But speaking of, the last time that we talked, Dave, you were doing that keto diet, I believe, and having a good amount of success on it. So let us know how that has been going.
Losing some LBs.
Yeah, so I mean, like, are you going to be slimmer than me? Like when I come in, like, if so, you can't come because, like, I'm petty.
Delvin has strategically surrounded himself with fat friends for this very reason.
Right, he's the skinniest one. Well, no, there's Pat. Pat's probably the one in the.
I'm just not as muscular like Delvin, and Delvin's so beefcake. Beefcake.
Also, I started, like over saturating his foods with sugar, so we're out of the system. It was a long-term plan, but
it's highly successful.
It's like, oh, you have diabetes? Oh, I guess I'm the healthy one now. I feel ashamed.
You should.
Well, and honestly, that's why I can't answer this question, because since I started this diabetes adventure, I can't really eat a bunch of the cereals that I used to like, and the ones that I can eat are crap, so I just don't eat cereals that much anymore.
Same here.
Yeah, which is kind of a sign. Like, I don't think really any of those cereals are any good for you, which it kind of also reminds me, somehow we got on the subject of talking about cereal and Transformers Chronicles, and I mentioned to Pat and John the reason that cornflakes were invented, and that did not make the show. Completely edited out.
Imagine that. I can imagine.
Like, you guys know the story behind that, right?
Yeah, I've seen Adam Ruins Everything.
Yeah.
Go for it. I don't know the story.
Well, basically, since this is a family podcast, the purpose that Kellogg made it, he was very puritanical, and it was to stop young men from doing an activity that young men do that he might be against.
Baseball?
Yes.
Except you play by yourself.
Yes. It was definitely to stop the balls and the strikes.
There is a bat and there are some balls.
Yes.
Gotcha. All
right. So moving on. Let's see. Dave let us know he lost 30 pounds.
Nice.
Way to go, Dave. Way to go.
Dave.
He still has the weight off, but slowed down on the loss, losing about a pound a week, where he was losing about a pound. Dude, losing a pound
a week is good.
Is very good. And he said he's walking 9 to 11 miles.
Oh, boy.
Yeah, so that's awesome. Dude, keep that crap up, man. That's awesome. I hope you're feeling better.
We should do it. You know what we should do? We should do when we're at Heroes Con, we should all get together and do a walk around, do a mile, a lap or whatever. We're going to have a lot of walking in anyway there, right?
No, sounds like a lot of work.
I don't know.
Hey,
I counted my
we got to
steps
burn that
last
chicken
time.
off.
That's true.
The whole
Yeah,
problem with me is
yeah.
I go to cons. When I'm at cons, that's my time that I'm bad. So I'm
What
like a
happened?
bad influence on Pat. I got to be good for Pat.
No, that's fine.
I'll walk with you.
Yeah, I'll walk with you, man.
You
Yeah,
guys
I
sell.
mean, unless you know you're dumpster diving, not dumpster diving, long box diving for comics. I mean,
Yeah, no.
that's burning some calories though.
He's gone into the dumpster for some comics. I've seen him. We all have. We can admit it. We all have.
We've done it.
Wait, what have we done?
We've dove into some dumpsters for comics before.
Oh, what?
I would say Ron's going to join me in walking. There we go. I got a walking buddy.
John Bay said walking to my table is a journey. He must know I got the scrub table at the edge of the
Oh.
convention again.
I don't know. I mean, when you got people walking by, you know, you were pretty good at attracting people. You were like the ladies on the Vegas Strip with those
That's right.
flyers, like, smack.
And John, we pulled all the
It's
strings we
open.
could for you, man. We pulled all the strings, so you just have to take the table that you get.
All right.
Let's
If you
see.
If you stop doing those, you know, indie books like Batman and Secret Wars and Superman.
I think he did some Justice League work.
A little bit.
G.I. Joe, some
Good.
Firestorm.
Hey,
Yeah.
gotta love the G.I. Joe.
Maggie asks, she's like, where are the pants? Is this a Leave It to Beaver live stream? Yes, by golly, it is. See what it did there? I was like,
By golly, it is.
it was clever because it was.
Ooh, shit.
It wasn't as
Look at
good as my Bermuda joke, but it's good.
They can't all be Bermuda. That's
There's
true.
that
That is
chat.
really good.
That's right on.
Thank y'all. Thank y'all. Thank y'all.
Let's see. Did I miss any other comments?
Somebody got their $5 worth right there.
I'm seeing that to the upper right of the corner that Jared has some storm motivation going on there.
Yes, I have the sexy ladies down the right side, the pistola. Try to evoke images of Shaft.
Damn right.
We have someone named Simon Snape who joined and said, "Where am I on YouTube?"
Well, you're here, Simon.
You're
You're
me.
Here, buddy.
Wherever you are.
John Beatty just
You're
offered
there.
me $2.99 for this cover, I do believe. If you
That's
move
high
the
praise
decimal
indeed.
point, if you move the decimal point over, John, I'll consider it.
29 cents.
29 cents?
Yes. that's right.
Technically 30 if it's 29.
We're going to round up, though. That's right. That's right. I'm just
Is
trying
that
to
a
figure
commission, Jared?
it quasi kind of, yes. I had a guy reach out and say, hey, you still got that blank Shaft cover? And I said, sure do. He said, you going to do Roundtree on it? I said, probably. He said, then I'll probably buy it. So we're in a probably phase right now. If he doesn't, I'll bring it to Heroes Con and throw it on the sale table.
There you go. Do you want to do the other drawing?
Sure. Yeah. All right. Give me 1 second.
Pat's living on borrowed time right now.
No, I'm all right. I think I'm all right.
Oh, you got
I'm going to be able to ride this one through.
All right.
All right. I'm going to go grab it. I'll be right back. Y'all talk bad about me.
I do like that cover. I do.
That's pretty sweet.
But Jared's not gone yet, so he's hearing this. So I do not like this cover. It is crap.
Yeah. Boy, it was so much better. It was just a white space.
No, I am very proud of how Jared has come along as an
Me
artist.
too. Me too.
It is a cool thing to see. Definitely,
I can't believe he's been staying in the lines.
man.
Oh, man.
I anytime I hear "stay between the lines," it reminds me of how terrible of an artist or anything I was growing up. I was a kid. I couldn't even cut straight. I would have the jagged edges because I never figured out how to cut smooth. Ugh.
I still have the jagged edges.
Oh, good. Okay. Team jagged edges, man. I'm telling you, I'm not good at art. I'm good at running my mouth about stuff for whatever reason or the other. But
Yeah, I'm good at criticizing other people's hard work.
I'm back.
Yeah,
Hey, what's up?
You really did a good job on that,
I
Chef.
see Ronald Wynn only raked me over the coals there. Comments.
John should be playing chess. I should ask John. Man, I used to play chess.
You should go. You should get on and play with him.
John is always looking for people to play chess with. That is for certain.
Oh, Derek said from Fanhold's podcast says, now do another with the leader of Youngblood Shaft. I like yeah.
Oh,
I
yeah.
like
That's
Youngbloods.
Well,
That's more Wildcats.
let's talk about Crusaders Club giveaways. You know, maybe you're watching right now. You're on the fence of whether or not you want to be in the Crusaders Club for just $1 a month over at patreon.com. You know, take a look at what you might win and see if it's worth $1 a month to you.
Definitely.
So let's talk about the shows that we do on our network. All right. So what are the shows that we do, boys? What's the first one that comes to mind?
Well, Longbox Crusade, the original.
All right.
original.
So yeah.
Right?
Yeah, the original Longbox Crusade. So on Longbox Crusade, we kind of grab random comics, right?
We do.
We
Talk
pick a
about
random date, or excuse me, month and year.
Yeah. So you know, in the spirit of that, we're going to give some older comics, some newer comics. I got one of those Walmart specials.
Ooh.
The 100-page Giants. I got Teen Titans here, number 7.
Those are fun.
Or something more modern and a little more retro. I've got some of the early 80s Superboy comics.
Oh, very nice.
Oh, very nice.
That will represent Longbox Crusade. What else do we do?
There's
Go ahead.
Crusader Chronicles.
Chronicles. You know what one of our favorite topics on Chronicles is?
Sherlock Holmes or Flash Gordon.
That's Saturday.
That's a different. That's Saturday.
Oh yeah.
But see, this was the test. That's why I wouldn't say anything because I wanted to know what.
So on Chronicles,
Now we're going back to who screws up the most questions.
Yeah.
Let me phrase the question
Not
here.
me.
What's Pat's favorite topic on Chronicles?
Star Wars.
X-Men.
Star Wars. So you're gonna get these 3 Star Wars
Oh.
comics sent in by the Weasel Skull
I was
himself.
going to say Pat's pull list.
Weasel go, pop.
So you get those in addition.
Cool.
All right. What other shows do we have?
I'm not answering anymore.
I think I heard Delvin say Transformers Chronicles. Would you like the sweet decal
Ooh.
to put on perhaps your car or maybe on your laptop or something cool like that?
Yeah.
There you go.
Wow.
Transformers Autobot decal. What other shows do we do?
There's Action Film Face Off.
Action Film Face Off. Maybe you would appreciate the soundtracks to both Braveheart and Mask of Zorro. Two very good action films. And our final show,
Saturday Matinee Theater.
where we love to talk about Sherlock Holmes, so you can have the DVD of the Robert Downey Sherlock Holmes.
That's a lot of swag.
It's for $1 a month too. Isn't that crazy?
$1 a month, yeah.
So
It's
Pat,
crazy.
who'd the randomizer pick for this swag? Let me spread this swag out. You get all these comics, right?
Mhm.
You get the decal for Transformers. You get the soundtracks and the DVD.
Well, Jarrett, before I announce who our Crusader Club member winner is, we just want to say that right now we're at 22. We're trying to hit the goal of 25. We're 3 away. So make sure you get in on this.
Mm-hmm. Oh,
Join
yeah.
us
And
for $1.
if we hit 25, you'll get more free. Everybody in the club will get
Mhm.
free mini prints of some of my art sent right to your house.
Definitely. So we're about 3 people away. So
So if you get 24, are you going to let me join so that?
Nope.
Darn it.
all right. Well, the randomizer has chosen, and the winner is Blast It or Stash It.
Last
Oh,
That's Huey,
Hopefully he
That's Huey.
stashes it.
our friend Huey.
Awesome. And that's another great benefit about being a Crusaders Club. You don't have to be present to win for these. You just get notified that, hey, you won the raffle.
Huey stopped in earlier on.
Oh, did he? Good.
Yeah,
Good.
but-
Good.
I don't know if he's still there, but congratulations.
I'm pretty happy with the numbers we had. Like we got up to, I think, 15 today. We
Oh.
still got
Nice.
13 towards the end of the show.
Very cool.
That's good. And one of which was legendary inker artist John Beatty.
Who is presently debating whether or not he's going to join up. We're telling him it's just $1 a month.
$1 a month.
That
Yeah.
is all we're asking. And then we can say that we have legendary artist John Beatty as one of our Crusader Club members. We would be super honored to have you.
Yes.
Wouldn't it be cool if he won his own swag?
I was about to say that. Like, one of the things we give away are autographed John Beatty comics. That would be awesome. Like, here's your comic back, buddy.
Like, thanks.
Because he's been a good friend of the show. We love you, John. We appreciate all you've done for us.
We'll
We sure
give him one of his comics back signed by us. Yeah, don't forget too, if you're at HeroesCon, all 4 of us are going to be there, so we could sign some stuff for somebody out there that wants our. I know Dave gotten some swag got some signed stuff last time.
That's right. And I'm going to have those Crusaders prints.
Mm-hmm.
So come pick up a Crusaders print.
It will be easy to find because we'll all be hanging out around Jared's booth at any given time.
Yep. Yeah, just look for a couple of big guys, as Delvin called us.
And
Bowler caps?
Bowler caps. Bowler
Shoot, Pat, I got to
Oh.
find your bowler cap, Pat.
Oh yeah, I was going to say I never got my bowler cap from last year.
We're putting on the bowler caps again.
I was bringing mine. I just kind of assumed. I mean, how are we going to do the Bullet Boys thing without the bowler caps? The thing, you got to think this stuff through.
I'm sorry. I was thinking that we were going to all have to go buy some jean shorts.
Yeah.
I own
Oh,
several
I was
pairs.
going to say, I don't need to buy any.
Which one of us is going shirtless again?
I got rid of
Was it
mine
me?
out of
I
pain.
think I was the guy on the leaning against the railroad tracks with the shirt off.
And I think I'm the guy kneeling behind you that's like not sure whether or not he wants to be in the band.
Yeah.
I don't want to be the squatting guy because I don't think I can hold the squat.
Take the picture. Take it.
I can still squat, but then like I have to get like on my hands and then go to my knees and then stand up.
Yeah.
Ah,
Y'all three would have to help me back up afterwards.
I think I crapped my pants.
I split my jorts.
I'm wearing jorts right now. By the way, that's an absolute fact. Brand new jorts I bought last week. That's right. I
What?
still rock them.
How do they have brand new jorts?
I know. I was like, I'm buying these. That is one fashion faux pas I've never gave a crap about. I've been rocking jean shorts forever and I refuse to stop.
I got shamed out of them. I was like, I felt, I was like, did I get too old? Why do I feel? What is this feeling? Is it shame?
I've never felt shame about them, but I've never seen any place that sells them anymore.
Well, I found some at a local store we have, no kidding, called Dirt Cheap. If you've never been, well, it's a chain. I don't know. It might just be down in the Southeast though. But if you've never been to a Dirt Cheap, man, it's a good time. You could say jean shorts are not right all you want, John Beatty, but I'm still going to wear them. If wearing jean shorts is wrong, baby, I don't want to be right.
You know, Mary Jane wears the jorts.
No, I don't want to be right. Fellas,
It is that time.
it is that time.
Oh, the time has flown by.
It
It
sure has. We've done a shaft drawing. We've answered some questions. We've given away free flash for Kirk and a bunch of free stuff for Huey. So I think we've done our
Oh,
job.
cool. I think we have.
Yeah.
Oh, Johanna's here with my food. It's everyone's favorite
Oh.
part of the show.
Oh,
Yay.
Hey, Joanna.
Hey, Johanna.
He said hi to you. Oh, she left. Oh, there's she.
All right.
Hi.
Hello.
Hello.
Let's see. And there we go.
Chicken.
If
This right
everybody,
here. This right here is not going to get eaten.
If anyone hasn't clicked the like button, please. We'll take likes. Seeing double-digit likes would be great. Like we got 13 watching. Would love to hear see 13 likes.
Yeah, and if you haven't left a YouTube review for us, now might be a good time since we got y'all here. Or not a YouTube, but
Good.
you know what I'm talking about.
iTunes.
That's the one.
Leave an iTunes, YouTube, wherever you find us on the
Write a
internet.
review somewhere.
Yeah,
Give us-
yeah.
Give us a shout out if you can.
Good,
Like
Ryder.
us, subscribe to us.
What's in
wherever
the rice?
podcasts are made.
Shrimp and sausage.
Oh, that was
Ooh,
good.
boy.
Yeah, that's garnish over there on the left. But
Yeah. You're like, I'll eat some just so everybody sees. Thank you, Johanna. Just so everybody sees me eating healthy.
you
I
just
don't-
did it because Johanna was in the room.
I've had plenty of Johanna's cooking. Johanna can throw down in the kitchen.
Mhm.
She does great. Fellas,
Let's get Why
Yeah,
don't we, since instead of watching Jared E here.
Yeah, instead of watching Jared eat, we should probably all log off.
All right. Thanks for coming, everybody.
Thanks for
Absolutely.
hanging out with us, everyone.
See y'all. Thank y'all so much.
Yeah, thank you everybody for watching along with us, enjoying all the fun, all the support you give us. We love it. We appreciate it. And we'll talk to you next week. Or
Maybe
next,
see
We'll
you.
see you in Charlotte.
yeah.
See you in
Bye.
Charlotte.
Bye.
Bye.